Hey guys, it's Trang here from the Happy Healing Shop, and welcome to our mini series video of a light introduction to palm reading. So this first video is actually going to be more about the context and a few FYIs and myth busters about palm reading. Okay, so the biggest thing I always hear about is that people say, oh, I don't know if I even want to get a reading, whether it's a palm reading, tarot reading, psychic reading, because I don't want it to influence my future. I don't want it to make me play out my destiny or like feel like I have no control over it. But that is actually a misconception. And what people need to know is that no matter what, you always have free will. How I explain it to people is that there will be people, there will be opportunities that come past you, that will come across your path. It is totally 100% up to you what you choose to do with that. So again, think of these readings, whether it's palm reading or tarot reading, etc., that they're there to guide you and to empower you to make the right choices, the most healthy choices for you. They might give you warnings or just like point out some weaknesses that you might have to work on in order to create a better life for yourself. So you can kind of think of it like a choose your own adventure book, so you might say like, oh, there's a probability based on who you are right now and your personality, your environment, your upbringing. You're probably gonna choose choice B, and this is what choice B is gonna look like. But if you want to go and flip over to page 78 of the Choose Your Own Adventure book and choose choice A, then totally your life is gonna change in that direction. Now, what's cool about palm reading is that it shows this. So your lines on your hands, the shape, the puffiness on the mounts of your hands, they actually change over time based on how you develop and how you evolve. So the lines on your hands right now most likely did not look like that when you were born. So it shows your free will, and the choices that you make affect what your future lines, or just even how the lines move and groove on your palm, which I find is pretty neat. So if you really want to, you can take a photo of your palm now and then take another photo in the next year and the following year and the following year and the following year. So you'll see how much you've changed and how much you've evolved. And also it's pretty neat seeing that your hands, the lines in your hands do change based on the choices that you make. And your life is kind of like a book. The first few chapters have already been written and they have already been set in stone because you lived them already, right? But your future chapters are still unwritten. They are right now a rough draft. And that's what, when any reader tells you about, let's say, like predictions or anything like that, they're telling you the rough draft of the possibility of what likely will happen. However, at the end of the day, you always have free will to not make those choices. So question from a reader: what is palm reading good for? So I would say that palm reading is really great for, it can show someone's personality, it can show their temperament, and also it can do predictions. So when you go to a palm reader, and here is a red flag. If they say that you have a curse, or your family has a curse that runs through you, or and you need to pay extra money, or they have a magic spell that you can pay a lot of money for so they can remove that curse from you, or remove that curse from, let's say they see in your palm like there's a curse for you when it comes to relationships, so that's why you've never been good in a relationship, that is total BS. So when they say that, run, just leave, get up and go. That is a big red flag. Another reader question: do you read your right hand or left hand? In general, you want to read your dominant hand. When I say dominant, I mean the hand that you write with. So sometimes people might be a bit ambidextrous. They might throw a baseball with the left hand, but they might write with their right hand. So we're just gonna say with the hand that you write with the most. You could look at the other hand, which is more passive, and that talks more about your childhood or things that you might have suppressed, or also what your fate has given to you. But in these video series, I am going to focus more on the passive hand because it is the life that you're living right now, and it is more juicy and it is more fun. So when we talk about fate / destiny versus free will, I'm gonna let you in on something. So if you look at, let's say for example, most people are right-handed. So look at your right hand, and then you look at your left hand. Those were the lines that you were born with. So when you were born, most likely both your hands look identically the same. As you grew older and as you chose your own life, as you chose your own adventure, the lines on your right palm starts to change. And that's why the lines on your right hand look different from the lines on your left hand for the most part. And it's just showing the more change you see in your right hand or your dominant hand, you'll see that you're growing and evolving a lot as a human. Now, the video series about palm reading here is just a small sliver of what palm reading really entails. Palm reading isn't where you see one line and you're like, that's it, I'm gonna have the most magical love life, or like, oh, my lifeline looks good, so I think I'm gonna have a really great life. You know, the thing that's I think the most advanced level for palm reading is when you take all the different symbols and markings and you put it all together to paint a whole picture. And when you start out, don't be discouraged. Usually you start off with reading, trying to read your palm, and then you read your friends' palms. And it's interesting because sometimes you see in books, or you're like, is it possible to have this weird line? When you've read a lot of palms and practiced, and I even recommend reading 100 palms, you'll see that the lines and the shapes of hands are so vast and so greatly different from each other. A lot might be similar from you and your friends, because that's, you know, we tend to gravitate towards people that are similar to us. So once we get a whole entire course loaded, we are going to include the link down below. Also, I know that some people are going to ask what books they recommend for reading if they want to read further, which I will include down in the link below as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video about palm reading, a little intro before we actually dive deep into it. So let me know your thoughts below, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment on them. We do read every single comment. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at The Happy Healing Shop. And don't forget to visit our website at www.thehappyhealingshop.com, where you can get palm readings, tarot readings, psychic readings, and Vedic astrology readings. See you soon in our next video.